What's up, guys? Welcome back to the MLG Guild Wars 2 Invitational, and we just got out of a match between Denial and Nonstop Nonsense. I believe that was pretty nuts. It went to timer twice. We had a disconnect in game 2 that ended in like attempted Lord kill after attempted Lord kill, but you guys voted and you guys chose Denial, and we have a winner of some of our Twitter polls down below. There should be a graphic very soon of one of our winners. Guys, don't forget that we're gonna be giving away gems all night tonight, but you have to follow at MLG to actually be able to, for us to send those gem codes your way. I think it's about 800 gems per gem code. Of course, we also have something very special for you guys coming up. We have 3 developers from ArenaNet, the developers of Guild Wars 2, on the line with us right now. And of course, we also have Shawn with us still. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stream Jonathan Sharp, Josh Grouch Davis, and Hugh Norfolk from ArenaNet.
Hey guys, what's up? Hello.
How's it going?
How are you guys doing tonight? Have you guys been watching the stream?
Yeah, we have. We're sitting here at the office. We're all watching it, so it's been pretty cool.
And chap, I really like your jersey there.
Yeah, I picked this up down in Anaheim, watching the MLG, so it was really fun to get to go and be a fan. So I wanted to get a jersey to support the MLG, and now I get to show some flash. So.
Yeah, it's great to have you guys here. Of course, this last match we had was really crazy, but for the entirety of the night that you guys have seen, has any team sort of pulled out something that you guys as developers have been really surprised about?
So a few of the comps are interesting, right? Because I mean, you're seeing some Mesmer seeing play right now. You're seeing the double NG. We're used to seeing the double Ranger for all the Condi pressure, but the Warriors have been interesting as well. What have you been seeing here?
You know, I have to say, you know, the double NG definitely was something that I saw. I really enjoyed that. Also, like you said, the Mesmer. A lot of people saying Mesmer hasn't been in play, and see the Mesmer getting around there, definitely with the portal plays and the mobility that he was bringing to the team was really impressive.
Yeah, Helseth was showing off a lot of that stuff in the most recent games he just had. I mean, he was doing some really good harass. He would jump to the siege. He'd start sieging people, then he would bounce back off. He would harass far, come back to the siege, deal with it. So it's really cool movement play by Helseth in the last couple games.
That's right. So, guys, for those of you who don't play Guild Wars 2, haven't gotten a chance to check it out, we're in a week of a free trial, so you should go ahead and check that out. But as developers, what do you guys feel makes Guild Wars 2 distinct as an esport?
Distinct as an esport. I would say just as a PvP game, we tried to really focus on the speed of the game and make it really responsive, really fast. We wanted it. We played a lot of MMOs growing up, a lot of StarCraft as well, RTS, a lot of MOBAs as well as a group. But we really wanted to see if MMOs could be quick and really responsive. So we really tried to push that aspect of the combat. So that's one of the things that I think that as soon as you touch it, you're going to be like this. Just as a PvP game, not just esports, but just any type of PvP, it just feels pretty quick, I think.
Yeah, I have to say also the addition of the custom arenas.
Sure.
I feel like that was a really nice thing that you can take and get, a bunch of your buddies. You can also hold scrims. You can get your team together and have a place where you guys can all kind of practice for yourself, lock it out. If you want to do internal stuff, testing builds, testing plays, all that thing. I think that really helped us and it differentiates ourselves from other MMOs.
Yeah, what have you thought? I mean, as a player, what have you thought?
Kind of just to touch on what you said, I think the mechanics, like being able to dodge and attack, being able to actually whiff an attack because you just straight up miss it, you're out of range.
Yep.
A lot of traditional MMOs, you can just stand at max range, cast your spells, and they're going to always land no matter what.
Yeah.
So I think in our game, actually having to have that skill where you actually have to, actively, think about what you're going to be doing.
Position yourself. Yeah,
exactly.
sure.
And being able to, counter that as well, just by, again, dodge rolling out of big attacks and stuff.
Positioning and zoning, we call Hugh plays a lot of fighter games, so we talk about zoning a lot in the different classes, how they have different, radiuses or radii where they like to be zoned out against different opponents. So the different classes interact in different ways as far as zoning goes. So yeah, we really like the zoning, the movement, the spacing, and then the pacing of fights. I think that's something else you'll see is that it's pretty quick sometimes. I think maybe sometimes it's too quick. A lot of people will say, hey, it's really hard to understand what's going on. And there's just a lot of stuff there that's happening for the players that I think we need to do a better job of cleaning up so that new players can see the cool stuff that's happening. It's not being covered up by all the effects and stuff. So that's something we need to improve, I think.
Yeah, I mean, recently we've seen you and Grouch, John, have casted packs. Now we're here, and we've also seen ESL do a cup as well. We've got a ton of tournaments on the horizon. Where do you sort of see this game going competitively in the immediate?
A few different places. We think that in order to have a strong competitive game, you have to have a really strong casual game as well. So we're still looking at the rewards. We want that to be something that's important for everybody, not just the upper echelons of players. We want everybody to feel like they get something out of our PvP. So even though esports are important for us, we don't want to, forget about, you've just got to have a good PvP game. So we need to work on all the fundamentals for the game, make it easier to read. We have some updates coming in the next patch, which will be interesting. They make it easier to target things, they make it easier to see things. We're doing a lot of quality of life changes to a lot of things to make those things easier. So, I mean, you have to bolster the grassroots and the bottom level of players and let everybody come in and the new players have fun before you can focus on esports, I think. So you got to do both, I think.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Go ahead.
Well, I was just gonna say, like even before I started working here, my big thing was like I always wanted to push more of a competitive game than an esport game. I think having a strong base, all the features being in everything in a really good spot is definitely more important than just going full on into esports. And I think that's kind of the good approach that we have right now. It's going places.
Sure.
All right. Lou, you got anything to say to that?
No, I think you got most of it covered there pretty good.
So, so you guys mentioned some updates coming out, quality of life and other such. Is there any sort of balance update coming up that you guys want to talk about?
There is, actually. I don't want to spoil too much stuff and steal their thunder, but Roy and Carl, two of our balance guys, will be talking about that on the 11th. So they'll be spoiling a lot of that stuff and showing you guys what's out there. We've also been pretty communicative lately on the forums and letting people know sort of the high-level stuff that's coming. High level is just we want to increase support and we want to increase the build diversity for different classes. So for now, you're going to see a lot of support stuff coming in for different classes. We'll be reworking some of the weapons in a future patch for some of the classes, and then also Grandmaster traits for a lot of the classes. They're okay, or they were okay in past metas. Now they're kind of lackluster, so we're actually going to be revamping some of the Grandmasters. So, but they'll give you more details on that stuff on the 11th. I don't want to steal their thunder.
All right, Shawn, I know you're a fan of the reworking of Grandmaster traits. Anything you want to say on that?
Yeah, that's actually one thing I did want to say is I'm actually really happy today with some of the diversity we are seeing. About a couple months ago, 1 month, 2 months, you'd almost see the exact same team comps mirror every single game, and they'd run the same classes, the same comps, the same weapons. Today's been a lot different. We've been seeing a whole bunch of different comps, and even the comps we've seen, like Engineer, for example, we've seen like 5 different Engineers today. I'm really excited about that. So with different Grandmaster traits, I know we talked about it before in our SPVP update that we did, where you have a lot of Grandmaster traits that are just not really worth taking right now. So having those reworked, I would definitely be excited to see that.
It's also the case, too, that you'll see some of them that are actually seeing play in World v World or PvE, but not in PvP. So we need to sometimes split those, we think. So we'll have to see what we do with those, but we have ideas on a lot of those. So.
Awesome. So splitting of some Grandmaster traits in PvE and PvP. It's really great to hear. Guys, thank you for coming on the show tonight. Thank you for being here. And also, thanks for the amazing prize pool you've given us. It's really, we're really glad to have you here. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the tournament. I hope you guys get to see that because it's been crazy so far. It's going to be crazy going forward.
Yeah, we've had predictions in the office, kind of like March Madness. So everybody's kind of had their picks and stuff. So it's fun to see. Some people, their picks are already out. So it's been fun to see. So some of us still have our guys playing, so we're excited. So we'll have to see. We're going to be here at the office tonight, probably watching, go out, get some food, and come back and then watch some more. So just want to say thanks to you guys, MLG, for supporting the game and putting this stuff together. We're really big fans, so it's fun to get to watch with you guys.
Yeah, you guys are doing awesome.
Yeah,
we appreciate it.
Looking forward to seeing more Sneaky Beavers.
Yeah, man. More Sneaky Beavers are on the horizon. So thank you guys once again for coming in. I think we're going to get into game 1.
Real fast.
Yeah.
If you're fighting a Guild Lord and trying to kill it, watch for his heal. You got to interrupt that heal and get him down. You almost had it.
Erase that sword, man.
Rubbing salt into that wound right there.
You guys almost had it.
They almost had it, guys. Of course, to interrupt that, raising the sword, go ahead and throw a skill towards that Guild Lord. Chances are you might interrupt him. Of course, we're going into game 1 now of Good Fights versus Car Crash Blue. And Car Crash, team that won the PAX event for Guild Wars 2, ArenaNet had their own invitational, and it was multi-server, and of course it was Sync versus Car Crash. Car Crash actually took the whole thing very dominantly. Now we're going to be putting them up against Good Fights, a North American team that I'm not sure if they've ever scrimmed them before or whatever, but we're going to see how exactly they do. Now, Shawn, what do you think we're going to see coming into this?
So we have Car Crash running a very typical meta comp. They've had this comp for a while, with super switching to Warrior from Engineer. That happened a little bit ago. He was definitely known for Engineer, but now Warrior. Now, Good Fights, they actually run a lot of things that are a little different. They have their Warrior as well. And he's pretty typical, but one thing I want to point out is they have a power engineer. 5-gauge, a longtime engineer player, used to be known extremely heavy for static discharge. We see him running the same build that Steamhawk was running, and he doesn't have that static recharge. He does have that power wrench. So trying to do that AoE like power pressure in his team comp, it's going to be a little different. They're rolling that instead of a thief, which is again the same thing we saw earlier from VVV. So it's going to be hopefully a little better for these guys this time around.
Yep, I think I hope it's a little bit better for them going in. But let's check out the game, because we do have everyone in. Let's check out their builds and sort of what they're going to be doing here. Shawn, we have Posey over here on Car Crash. Go ahead and let us know what's going on with him.
All right, so Posey's running that Scepter Dagger Staff with the Rabid Amulet. He's running 30-20-0-0-20. Same exact build we've almost seen on every other Necromancer tonight. The Guardian, Carl. This is actually Lord Nagnag, normally known as. He's running Staff Hammer with the Cleric's Amulet. He's running 0-0-20-30-20. So it's a little less common Guardian build, but something we see every once in a while. It's got those heals, and it's still a little bit tanky as well. All right, moving down to Magwao on the Ranger. He's running Sword, Torch, and Axe Dagger with the Shaman's Amulet. He's taking that 10 points in marksmanship for the 10-0-30-30-0 Spirit build. Lady Nagnag, longtime Thief player, running the Sword Dagger Shortbow build that's pretty popular, with the Berserker Amulet and the 10-30-0-30-0 traits. Now Super on Warrior, back from Engineer, running the Hammer Longbow build with the Zerker Amulet and 0-10-30-0-30 traits, so very similar to most of the Warriors we've seen tonight. That's Team Car Crash's comp, going for a comp that we've seen a lot of people play today. Now moving on to good fights, we got Waki on Guardian, or on Warrior. He is also running the same build as Super with the Hammer Longbow with Berserker Amulet, running 0-10-30-0-30 traits. 10 on Guardian with the Staff as well as the Mace Shield, running 0-10-30-30. So that tanky build that we saw earlier on Da Vinci. Now 5-gauge, the Engineer is running with the rifle as well as the Berserker Amulet, so he's going to have a really strong power build. He's running 30-0-20-20 without the static discharge. He does have the power wrench in there, so he won't be shooting any lightning bolts, but he'll have that reduced time on his toolkit. And then two people left. We got Happy Kid on Guardian, running Staff with the Scepter Dagger Rabbits, and he's running 30-20-0-0-20. And Genyin on Ranger, not wearing any armor right now, just kind of dancing. He's got the short bow with the Sword Dagger, as well as the Carry-On Amulet. He's running 10-0-20-20-0.
All right, Shawn. Well, thank you for going over those builds. We're gonna have these teams ready up in just a second. Of course, some of you guys are already tweeting in who you think is gonna win Car Crash or Good Fights. Hashtag MLG and hashtag Car Crash and hashtag Good Fights for your votes there for them to count. Of course, you're gonna need to follow at MLG to get the response if you do win. And we're just waiting on these teams to ready up. Genyin throwing on the armor last minute, and he was just dancing away there, man. But we're seeing a 76-24 split on the side of Car Crash. Not surprising given Car Crash's history in tournaments in this game.
Yeah, like I said earlier, they're definitely favored to win this tournament. They've played really strong in the past, but we might see them play a really interesting game against Denial if they are to win this game. I know Denial we haven't really seen them playing before, so it'll be quite an interesting game to watch.
Yeah, and then over on the side of Good Fights here, you know, Wakey and Genyin and Kensuda really, they've been around the PvP side for a long time.
All these players, yeah. Everyone on Good Fights, long-time PvP player on NA. Some of them have been playing together for a while, some of them pretty new to playing with each other. So I'm excited to see how this team works out.
All right, so the game's about to start in like 3 seconds. Shawn, go ahead and cover the splits for us.
All right, so going into map view right now, it doesn't look like any team's going to make a split. We got all 5 players on each team, sending 1 to home, 4 straight to mid. The Necromancer for Car Crash little bit slower coming up. It looked like he was going to backtrack, but he might just be trying to confuse him a little bit. He might push towards boss right there, but no, it looks like they're actually going to shadow refuge, I believe. Yep. So they are going to shadow refuge. Posey actually popped out of it a little too early, so we got Lady Nag Nag invisible while Posey's fully viewable.
And there's Wakey able to see Posey coming in, but not quite able to see the Thief up there with Lady Nag Nag, and she is actually going in on 5-gauge here. 5-gauge trying to get around, trying to wreak some havoc with his rifle there and some grenades. And it looks like Lady Nag Nag is going to try and really, I think she was locked down for a second, but her goal right now is not really to do anything but find somebody to spike and stay on the fringes. And she realizes that she's a little bit low, and she's going to pop back out and try and get some healing done. Meanwhile, the rest of the team here is on mid. We do have Kensuda and Wakey actually on point. Meanwhile, we do have, I think it's Lord Nag Nag and on Carl, trying to get some reses in on Mogwao, but not quite able to do that.
Yeah, and we actually have Car Crash taking out hands right there. So immediately Super pops over there. He wants to get that decap and even the full cap to really take control of the side points right there. Mid fight is definitely going in the favor of good fights right now. But with red team coming up to get their backup, they might be able to keep it neutralized for a little bit longer.
That's right, Shawn. Of course, we do see Lord Nag Nag getting stomped out there. Posey is dead as well in the mid, but we do see Supers here. Super able to get on point and pretty much stay alive. Popping that longbow, he's going to have the ability to give himself some might here as well. It looks like Miniken is going to be doing some work on him as well. They do have the Spirit of Nature Renewal just now dying, and it looks like Super is getting down into the downstage. Ken's going in for the stomp, and there it is, Shark Stomp. That's a hard stomp to get, man.
Yeah, man, that rank 6 seed definitely shows some dedication there in the game. They're able to take down Super and then Lady Nag Nag, so they are going to get this capture right here. We have the rest of red team pushing on the Henge right now. Blue team's trying to reinforce it and not leave Wakey there to die alone.
Yeah, but Wakey doing a great job of CCing the guy from CC. That's going to be, I think, waiting for Fangirls is Mogwao. He's going to be like trying to get some points in, and now that he has support, he's able to just kind of hang back and heal. And it looks like Wakey not able to stay alive, as we do see Lord Nag Nag coming in, but Kensuda's coming in here, just trying to. They both pop their empowers off at the same time. Let's go on with Kensuda as he tries to deal with the red team here and really retake their home point. But over at mid, Shawn, we do have Genyan able to keep the cap up on keep, and that's against Super.
Yeah, so he's kind of 1v1ing him right there. Again, this fight for Warriors, it can be pretty easy if you're able to take down the pet, take down the spirits, and then go for the Ranger last. He's doing a ton of damage, just keeping both him and his pet CC'd, and he's going to be able to get the Noom right here.
Absolutely, but also check out 5-gauge, able to retreat strategically away from Lady Nag Nag, and he's going to come up on the mid and try and heal up his friends here, but no, it's too late as Super has already dealt with him. He's getting, he almost got chained there. And
he actually, when he was able to get that knockback on Super, get him off the point when it had just one tick left to get the cap, and then he was able to get on it and keep it neutralized. Unfortunately, he's going to pay for that as he goes down to Super rather quickly.
Yep, 5-gauge is going to get stomped out by Super momentarily, but check out Genyan backcapping like a boss over here on mine, and there's no one here to deal with them. We have Lady Nag Nag coming up, trying to get over there in time, but not able to do so, and it's just going to allow Genyan to cap and keep his team in the game here. The team fight, however, is over here on Henge. We have waiting for Fangirls, it's Mogwao. He actually gets rezzed there, and Blue team's having a tough time dealing with him. He actually also pops out the Spirit of Nature Renewal, which will allow him to resurrect himself and teammates before he goes down, should he choose to do so, and that's going to allow the sustainability for CC to just last forever here, as they do get feared off point, but he's almost down. He may pop his Spirit of Nature Renewal, and he does so. He'll get back up, and there it is.
Yeah, 5-gauge tried so hard to get it down, but got it down just 1 second too late, so at least they're not going to have those AoE heals coming back in.
Yep, and it's worth noting that, you know, it's going to work in the favor of good fights if they just stay on this point, because they do have Wakey heading over to keep, and he's going to cap that. There's no one to deal with that. Genyan's able to stay on mine and pretty much indefinitely, forcing Lady Nag Nag back, and look at him. He's very low. Let's go in with Lady Nag Nag. He's about 800 health, and that pet is chasing him down. He'll heal up, and he'll join the fight in mid. He'll start the fight in mid. Wakey actually will rotate, and that's a bad decision, Shawn. It's just going to allow for Lady Nag Nag to get this point.
Yeah, that's going to be a free decap right there. And that's one thing we've seen today is Thieves are so strong at the backcapping and getting the decaps because their mobility is so high. Even if they're not able to get a full cap, just the taking away a point from another team and then kind of pulling some players off from team fights is just so crucial during these games.
They actually could have started a comeback if they decided to keep mine and just keep Wakey there, but unfortunately they made that rotation mistake and Lady Nagnak able to get the decap. But 5Gage is coming out to support Genyon. They'll get keep. Checking on mine though, that's super, getting that cap, and now they're gonna have a 2 cap when Good Fights could have had that 2 cap rather, and actually Good Fights will secure the mid no problem coming up.
Yeah, and Lady Nagnak did actually die off point, so.
She's up.
She actually got the revive.
And she's gonna back out. Oh my god. Almost went undetected there. 5Gage is actually locked down. They have it decapped. Oh my god, super. Coming in to support his teammate at just the right time, but here comes Genyon back on point. A little bit of a communications there, as I didn't see that Lady Nagnak was there, but she bassies the 5Gage, keeping him off point. He's about half health, and she's chasing him down. She might actually get this kill on him if he decides to just not get on point there. She knocks him back, but Lady Nagnak is relentless. She'll get up and finish this fight.
Yeah, so you got that combo on, you got the knockback into the power range for the net, and then he was able to get the grenades off on him to take him down. That's the power of the power engineer right there. Just that massive damage, especially against squishy thieves. A really, really good fight if you're able to get your combos off.
5Gage coming in off that fight, gonna try and res. Oh no, Super actually went down, rallied, then went down again. And so 5Gage is just gonna come in, try and get the stomp off on Super, and recap this for Blue here. But Genyon paid the price for that, and he's gonna say, he was actually not gonna leave Lady Nagnak to die once again. Not gonna make the same mistake twice. Wakey cycling over to mine, but there is Lady Nagnak fresh off the respawn, and she's gonna respond accordingly. Meanwhile, the team fight that continues at Henge is really going in the favor of CC, as we do see that the members of Good Fights over here, Forever Happy Kid, and I think it was Miniken that was here, they kind of wiped their man.
Yeah, Wacky doing a fantastic job against Lady Nagnak right now, going down extremely fast now that Super's here, but Lady Nagnak got the steal on Wacky, got the whirlwind, but right when she popped it, Wacky responded with the Endure Pain, completely nullified it out. The fight was going fantastic until Super got there. Unfortunately, that damage with a Thief and a Warrior is almost impossible to mitigate in a 1v2 situation.
That's right. You know, I would really like to see Good Fights pull out some sort of boss play, though it might be a little bit risky because CC can sort of get in there and steal it if they decide to. It might be a way for them to come back in these team fights and really start sealing the deal on those, because that is just another way to get that very marginal lead that they really need. Lady Nagnak down, not res from that the Spirit of Nature Renewal. The stomp goes in on her from, I think that was Genyon. Posey is in the plague form, going to get some conditions down on everyone around her, but not able to do anything. Blue Spirit of Nature Renewal down, so now that Spirit's down, they can start wailing away on people and get some real damage in.
Yeah, so Blue Team, they have the mid cap. They're having a really hard time trying to pressure. Wacky trying to go to mine pretty much every time he spawns, but it'll be in a 1v1 for so long usually, and then Car Crash just usually has a little bit better response where they'll get a 2v1 going on. But this time, Ken does get here. Wacky is so extremely low. Hopefully he's able to get out enough heals and get him back in the game.
Absolutely. Meanwhile, at Henge, though, Shawn, we do have that is Lord Nagnak over on Henge versus 5Gage and Forever Happy Kid. If they can burst them down now, they can start capping it. But it's worth noting that Good Fights has the only income right now. If they do not wipe, if they stay in this team fight for a long time, they can start making a comeback. They also will probably take Henge very momentarily. Yep, there it is. The Henge will be capped by 5Gage, and I think that they're also going to cycle and try and get this chieftain. And yep, that is Forever Happy Kid going in on that, popping the fear on Udahan. And I think also Lady Nagnak is going to be going in towards the mid cap, as there's no one there to deal with it. I'll be interested to see if anyone from Good Fights comes off that chieftain for off that kill prematurely to sort of deal with that. Lady Nagnak has the decap. Here comes Genyon off from the side though, Shawn, and he's got all of his petting zoo out.
Oh yeah, bringing that back. Good Fights is actually able to get mine right now, so they have such a big point advantage. Red Team Car Crash does have a lot of pressure near mine, and they might be able to push it in and cap it. unless Wacky, unless Minican are able to really hold it from the CC and the damage from Car Crash.
You know, I think Ken and Wakey in combination could possibly do it if they use their control skills perfectly. If they get Lord Nagnag off to the point, if they get these people off, they can maintain this cap. Meanwhile, we do see 5Gage dealing with Super here. I'd be interested to see if 5Gage can keep this fight up for indefinitely, but we do have Forever Heavy Kid about to take out Lady Nagnag, and they might get it. No, they don't get the 3 cap, as Super did get the D cap off on that side point there, and it's 5Gage who needs to get on point and deal with them. But we will see that Mine is still up. We do have Wakey. Miniken is down, but we do have Mogwao who's really low. And if no, Wakey went down, he could have dealt with Mogwao and just stayed alive. But we will see Wakey kind of dealt with here on the Mine point, Shawn.
Yeah, Wakey dies right there on Mine, and Lord Nagnag actually gets the banish, knocks him off to just let him bleed outside, and he's going down so extremely low. So really, really good play, keeping someone out of the fight for even longer than necessary. And
we do see 5Gage, he did get that stomp off on Super. Meanwhile, the fight at the middle continues on. We can see good fights marginally come back into this if they decide to get every single forest creature. If they get all of the points they need, they'll get it. So they have the 2 cap now. We do see Mogwao is down. Forever Happy Kid, will he get the stomp? He's in the play form. He gets it. It was guaranteed. It was predestined. Now Posey is in trouble as she's trying to run away and heal. She'll get the heal off and re-enter the fight, but I wonder if that's a really good decision as Wakey's pet, Wakey Senior, comes in and is doing a lot of damage on Posey. Meanwhile, we do have Lord Nagnag on the point, wailing away at everybody here, while Lady Nagnag does the same as a thief and just running around. But check out the conditions on everyone from CC. There's just so many conditions, everyone. The Necromancer did such a great job.
Genyan's actually came up twice. He's been down twice this fight and constantly just keeps getting back up. Good Fight's doing a really, really good job with those revives, being on a target right when they fall.
There it is.
Yeah, again, the 3rd time now. They're just not trying to leave this fight. They want to stay in it for as long as possible. Their Guardian goes down, though. That's very hard. And we have Lord Nagnag just banish him away off the point. They're going to have to get off the point if they want to get the res. Genyan goes down again. Happy Kid goes down again. Really, really good play by Car Crash right there.
Yep, and they will get all of these kills here in the mid. Happy Kid's about to die as well, and Lord Nagnag will grab that. It looks like Mogwao is going to take this opportunity to cycle the Henge while Blue is kind of distracted and really trying to force their way in at Mine. But I think this may be close to GG here. They're in the range of if Car Crash does decide to go for the forest creature kill, they can just end it, because the Chieftain has just respawned. Spawn here is still up. Let's check out Mine, though, as we go in. Wakey is down. Lady Nagnag is down as well. 5Gage can get this kill. No, it is Posey who gets the kill first, and that will allow Lady Nagnag to respawn off that kill.
Yep, and Posey might be able to get the cap now. Miniken is going to try and stop it. Car Crash only needs 5 points, and they have that middle point completely solid. It's going to go to Car Crash this game.
Absolutely. There it is. There it is. All right, Car Crash winning game 1 of this best-of-3 series between Good Fights, but Good Fights really doing a great job. You know, 442 to 500 is not a bad score at all, and I think that that they have the chance of coming back in game 2, because I mean, look at that score. They're only about almost 58 points exactly from tying it up. So if they can take that closeness and tighten it up, they'll definitely pull through in game 2.
The only problem I have with this map is I think Thieves are so crucial in Full Fire with their maneuverability and their ability to just get across the map really fast with their short bow. Having an engineer speedy kits, I don't think that's quick enough, and having a thief being able to back cap is going to be a lot more beneficial than having an engineer that's trying to back cap. Blue, what do you think?
I completely agree with you. It's going to be tough for them, to say the least there. I kind of am curious because it was pretty even, to say the least. As we saw, there was only a 50-point difference, and for seeing a team here, Good Fights, that we haven't seen play before, go up against what could arguably be one of the best teams in the world at the moment. I mean, what do you think we could see Good Fights changing this round to possibly do a better job in the second round here?
I definitely think they need to 5Gage and Wakey need to team up a little more. Wakey tried really hard to push Farpoint by himself, and he was just not having much luck. Normally when you push Farpoint, as you'll see with some teams, when the Warrior is pushing Farpoint and the Thief backs him up, they have a lot of success. And Wakey just pushing by himself, it's not really working. And 1v1ing against a Spirit Ranger is sometimes very hard.
All right, well, I think that's if if Good Fights does decide to take your advice there and change up things here, we could see them come back in Game 2. It's very possible. But I think we have another Twitter winner, Blue. If you are the person below me, and there we go, J. Vengidas. Go ahead and follow at MLG. Make sure you're doing so because you just won about 800 gems. Which, that's a lot of gems, man. Congratulations. And of course, if you would like to win some more gems, we're doing that pretty much every game. Go ahead and hit up those Twitter polls. We've got some more games here. We've got Car Crash versus Good Fights still. It's hashtag Good Fights, hashtag Car Crash. And of course, you have to have the hashtag MLG for your vote to be counted and for that chance to win. Of course, guys, we're going to go into Game 2, but only after a very short commercial break. So thanks for watching. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.